everyone, and welcome back to
Wouldn't You Like to Know?
Episode 7. How are you today, Jesse?
We are very good. We just came back from San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
This was like a 45-minute drive. Came back from going to the bars for our Halloween weekend. And that was fun, but we'll get to that a little bit later in the podcast. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Today, we have some pretty fresh topics. A good amount of stuff happened this week, but we're just going to be touching on 3. So after we kind of wrap up conversations about our weekends, then we're going to be going into shit we see online and get into some Bachelor in Paradise recap today. So last week, if you kind of remember, we were going to tell you guys about the alumni game that Jesse had. So Jesse, want to talk about that?
Yes. So I showed up to this alumni game, which every single year, once you graduate from the baseball program, you're allowed to come back and play like in a mini game against everybody on the current team. So I was a pitcher and I decided to come back and play in this game against the current team. Mind you, I haven't touched a baseball since that last game that I played for my school against University of Portland. And I was a good pitcher too in college. I wasn't bad at all. I'd had a great last game. Then I picked up a ball for the first time, threw a little bit. It was weird because my brain was so conditioned to throwing the ball at certain spots, because that's what I've been doing for the last four years in college, 4 more years in high school. And it was just the weirdest experience when I would throw the ball and I would think, okay, it's going that way, and then it would go 10 feet the other way.
Oh my god.
And that was my warm-ups. When I did you see me warm up?
No, I didn't see you warm up. I saw you bat though, and I said, whoa.
Oh yes. I got to bat. That was arguably the hardest thing I could have done. Anybody else who says football's the hardest sport, basketball's the hardest sport, boxing's a hard sport, hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports, and anybody who says otherwise hasn't tried to hit a baseball with a baseball bat. So that was my experience, and I jammed my thumb, I jammed my nails.
Did you?
Yes, and
I didn't know that.
Yes, because I hit the ball off the edge of the bat.
Oh.
And when you're trying to swing as hard as you can, it vibrates.
Yeah.
If you hit it in the wrong spot.
Uh-huh.
So my nail just got jammed, and it just hurt for 2 days.
Oh.
So then we go on to the game. The guys come up to me and they're like, Jesse, you're starting for the alumni. And I said, okay, sure. I got an inning or 2 in me, maybe. First inning, it's not bad. I think I strike out 2 people, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gave up 2 runs. I was just throwing it right down the middle, trying to get the guys to swing the bat a little bit, get the freshmen to get some hits off of me. My best pitch I was known for in college just was not there. It was non-existent.
Your slider?
My slider.
Mm-hmm.
I think I hit 2 or 3 people. I walked this was the second inning I went out, which was just a disaster in itself. The first inning, it was not bad. I gave up 2 runs, 3 hits, and I think I walked a guy. But for an alumni, it's amazing. For not touching a ball in 6 months, it's crazy. Yeah. And then I went out there for the second because they're like, this guy's good. And then I just gave up a 7th spot. I hit 4 people.
Oh, man.
I walked at least 3. I gave up 2 or 3 hits. It was, and I was stressed. I was tired. I don't know how I did that in college. For 4 years. I don't know how I competed with maybe even thousands of people watching me sometimes when we went to BYU.
Yeah. But
that was the hardest thing I've done in a while. And I don't know how my brain was just so conditioned to just do it. And then I just got back and it's I didn't know how to touch a baseball. I thought it was going to be riding a bike, but it was not. It
was so cute to see you leave the field after you gave up 7 runs that inning. And then you just be like,
yeah, it was funny because my teammates were all cheering me on, so they were really nice guys about it. They knew I was. Yeah. They knew I didn't have it anymore.
It was fun to watch you play though for the last time.
Yeah, that's gonna be the last time for a while. It's gonna be
probably until the next alumni game.
Probably until the next alumni game. So that was last weekend, and then this weekend, do you want to talk about what we kind of did?
Yeah, sure. So yesterday we headed out to San Francisco at about noon, and as soon as we got there, we had to, of course, visit our favorite San Francisco Center spot, Bite Me. Where is that? Hate Street?
Hate Street.
Right. And so we got that, and then we went over to Land's End, kind of ate our sandwiches there, looked at the viewpoint, and it was just nice because we couldn't have picked a more perfect weekend to be in San Francisco. It was beautiful. It was clear skies, little to no wind at all. It was not very cold at all. I was anticipating me to be mucho frio.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be really overcast and very cold, but it was the nicest day in San Francisco. And we
It was
just
so
picked
nice.
the perfect time.
The only thing that was bad was the traffic. The
Yeah.
traffic sucked all day long.
Why was there traffic going into the city on a Saturday afternoon? Going into the city?
Well, I guess Crawloween, it was big. There was so many people out. And so what we did was that we got these wristbands for Crawloween maybe 3 weeks ago for about $15 each. And we didn't know that there was a time limit on our passes. No idea. And so it was 2 to 10 p.m. We didn't decide to go out until 10 p.m.
Yeah.
because that's like normally when we would go out in the city. And so when we tried to get into our first bar, we were anticipating just to be able to walk in, no cover, because we had our wristbands and had to pay a $10 cover each. And
yeah, so the event that we signed up for to get these wristbands, basically what the offer was is that you pay $15 per person for these wristbands. Then you're able to walk around like a select few of bars, but it was like 40 bars, and they were like really close to each other. So it was theoretically a great deal. But what we didn't see is that free entry, if you had a wristband, because that's what it offered, free entry and like discounts on drinks wherever bar you went to, that stopped at 10. So we got screwed.
we got quite screwed.
So I was like, what? Like, that's smart, but they didn't show that anywhere.
Yeah.
They hid that.
Right.
It just, like, I showed my wristband to the bouncer, and he was like, yeah, that's not good anymore.
That was
He said,
embarrassing.
$10 a pop, please.
Yeah. Oopsies. So we ended up only going to one bar. Technically two, I guess. But we really only ended up going to one bar. And
it was Del Mar in San Francisco.
Yes, Del Mar in the marina. And it was just so crowded. I wasn't anticipating on, like, breathing down other people's necks.
It was shoulder to shoulder.
It was so
insane.
tight in there. I felt like a little pack rat.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't even fun.
If you didn't hear our Halloween costume, we were Linguini and Remy from Ratatouille. And our costume was so cute. I'll probably put in a little picture right here.
Yeah, our costume was so good, just about the entire population decided to also...
Yes, as soon as we got out of our Uber, I saw another couple in our costume, and I thought that was hilarious, just to start off the night. And then we saw about 5 other couples with the same costume.
But it was packed. Like, the streets were crowded. I've never been to Nashville, Tennessee, where, like, there's, like... all those bars and like what I would imagine
that's exactly how I would picture it.
That's what that on Nashville Broadway? Scene is on Broadway is what San Francisco was that night yesterday.
That's exactly how I would picture it.
Packed.
It was so incredibly packed. It was crazy.
And it wasn't even enjoyable. And the worst part, oh my God, we get in there, right? After paying a $10 fee for each of us. So we're $20 in, plus both of our wristbands were $15, so we're $50 in at this point for the night. We go in, I'm like, all right, at least we'll get a nice drink, you know. We go up, we get 2 vodka tonics, $26 total. I was like, $13 for a vodka tonic, and I'm probably getting ripped off of my alcohol portion.
And to make matters worse, I was feeling a little sickish already going into the night because I was wearing a tight little corset for my costume. And so in the Uber, I'm like sitting up like super tall and I can barely breathe as it is, and I was getting a little nauseous. And then when I'm having my drink, I'm like, oh my God, like this is not digesting well whatsoever. So I couldn't even drink that
You
night.
didn't even finish your drink.
Although it was delicious though.
It was a good drink.
It tasted really good, but
I could have made it for 2 cents.
100%.
We could have just we gotta have a better game plan next year.
Yeah.
Because that was just unacceptable.
At least we know now that there is a time limit. And for anybody else that's planning on doing Crawloween in San Francisco next year, 2 to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
is the time.
We found that on TikTok. And I knew about it last year. But nobody on TikTok was like, oh, by the way, like this ends at 10.
Yeah.
And when we were picking up the wristbands at like 3 or 4.
Yeah, they didn't say anything either. Like, hey, just so you know, it is ending at 10. I had no idea.
Yeah, they should have said that.
So that was a waste of money. So
I was like, why are so many people out right now going to the bars? And that was the reason.
Oh, yeah, because we picked up our wristbands at, what, like 3 p.m.?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the reason why
people
were
already
out.
Dressed up and going out. I was so confused.
Yeah. I was like, it's way too early to go out right now. Like,
yeah.
People go out at like 7 at the earliest. But that's why, because it closes at, or they stop free entry at 10 with bands.
But on the upside, we did get to go to a few cool places in San Francisco while we were there. So we stayed at the Citizen Hotel. And that's a hotel that I personally really like just because it is in the heart of the city, in Union Square. It is clean. It's secure. They had comfortable pillows.
They do.
I love a fluffy pillow.
Yeah, I really like that hotel. That was a good spot.
Me too. So when we were just pre-gaming and getting ready in our hotel, we were listening to 1989 Taylor's version, which we'll talk a little bit about. And in San Francisco, we also got to go to Ghirardelli Square, where we got delicious hot chocolate, and we got that twice, actually.
We got it twice.
That good.
It was that good.
And we also went to, where did we go? Oh, the Palace of Fine Arts. Just a little pit stop there.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too special, but, just a landmark to go to. Where else did we go?
The 2 Italian places.
Oh, yeah, we went to Beretta, I think. In Lower Pacific Heights, I believe. And we also went to another Italian place today for lunch, and it was so good. We also went to Pier 39 just for a little bit, just so we can see some sights before we go. Haven't really gone to the city in a long time, so
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was definitely a nice weekend that we had. It was fun, but it's crazy that it's already basically November.
Yeah, this year flew by.
This year has gone by so quick. It's crazy. The next time that we talk to you guys, it's going to be November.
Yeah, we have a lot of things coming up, too. You have your 2 tests. I have my exams coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We have Disney World coming up that we're going to.
Yes, in January.
We are apparently snowboarding in Tahoe.
Yeah.
I don't know when.
I'm so excited.
This is my favorite time of the year, for sure.
Me too. I'm such a winter type of person. Winter and fall are definitely my seasons for sure. But we've also been trying to watch some new things as well. We watched some movie called The Hunt.
That was a good movie.
Which I think it came out last year or this year. And there was a lot of not big names in that movie.
Are you going to ruin it for them?
No, but I'm just saying, like, there's some pretty big names in there. And it was entertaining to see what that movie was going to be about, because it's just not what you would expect.
Well, we found that movie on TikTok.
Yes.
What's so interesting is I've been finding so many movies on TikTok where, like, they post, like, the best parts of these movies and, like, in, like, parts.
Yeah.
And these TikTok accounts blow up. Like, they have, like, hundreds of thousands of followers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it must be so easy. I wonder if they're making money or they're getting copyrighted on that.
I don't know, but that's where I watch a lot of movies, and then I end up finding out that those movies aren't even really that good. And The Hunt had like a 53% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and so I didn't really know what to expect. But overall, I thought it was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, besides the ending. The ending kind of sucked.
Yeah, the ending, they could have definitely done better, but
everything else was pretty solid.
Yeah.
It was a quick movie, too.
It was.
It was like lower than 2 hours, for sure.
That's right. And another new thing that we started to watch from me was Survivor. I have never watched Survivor before, and it was just really interesting because
you were talking so much crap about it.
Well, no, I was just confused what the point of Survivor is. What's the concept? Just because I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
But you insisted on watching it.
Yeah, Survivor is like my favorite show growing up. Like, that's what me and my family always watched on Wednesday. Especially when I got home from school, we would watch that. So I actually just applied, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
We made my application video for Survivor, which, one, I think I'd be really good at it. At least the physical side of it. The part that would suck for me the most is not being able to eat.
Right.
Because I get very hangry, and it's really hard for me to control how I'm feeling when I'm when I'm really hungry, because I just like, if someone pisses me off, I let them know.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm hungry. So that's going to be a problem for me if I get onto the show. Do I think I will be able to? I think I have a decent chance.
I think you have a good chance.
I think realistically, if I keep applying for the next 2 to 3 years, 4 years, I'll eventually get on when I'm like 25 or 26.
Do you have to make a new video every time?
Every time, because they have thousands of applicants.
Well, you can't just re-upload the same video?
I mean, theoretically, yes, you could, but like, you obviously didn't get picked last year, so like, it clearly didn't work.
Oh, okay.
So,
interesting.
There was some guy who like applied for like 12 years straight, didn't get on, and they're like, all right, like, we've seen it, like, we've seen your videos. You're not that exciting, but you've been applying for this long, like, we'll give you a shot. And then he got a shot. And then I don't remember how he did, but he wasn't an interesting guy enough to follow. But it was like, it shows that like, if you apply for multiple years at a time, you're eventually going to get on. So
I'm excited if you actually get on. I think that would be really, really cool.
For sure. I mean, you only live once.
Right.
And a shot at $1 million, how many people are, I think they cast like 24 people, maybe less, I don't know, but a 1 in 24 shot of winning $1 million, after taxes, it's probably like $600K.
Solid chances.
Like, that's good. That's crazy. $600K probably after taxes.
I know. I just can't imagine you being gone for so long, not being able to shave your face.
Yeah, I don't know how that, I would look scruffy.
So scruffy.
It would be really bad. I would look all right for the first week.
Yeah.
But I would be.
You'd be a Sasquatch.
If I made it all the way to the end, oof, I would need I need a fresh haircut. I need a blade to start shaving. I could try to bring a blade and just go.
Yeah, probably.
They might let me bring a blade.
Maybe.
Probably not.
I don't know. I don't think.
Well, that's one of my favorite shows that I like watching. So I applied and I was like, screw it. So we'll see if I get on.
So today we're going to be talking about how Enrique Iglesias has been absolutely dragged on TikTok about being a bad singer live. So that's pretty interesting for us. 1989, Taylor's version just got released on Friday, October 27th. And sadly, Matthew Perry from Friends has passed away as of yesterday, Saturday, at 58 years old. So let's just get right into the topics.
So, Enrique Iglesias has been dragged on TikTok
so hard
for his auto-tune.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's doing so bad live.
Let's put like a little clip here of TikTok, what he sounds like. Yeah, so, okay, you can hear it for yourself how bad his auto. It's like he forgot to turn on the auto-tune. At first, I didn't even know he needed that much help singing. Second, it's like imagine paying like $300 for like a concert ticket to go see him, because he's big time name. It's probably $300. You don't think so?
I don't think he really makes music like that anymore.
Okay, even $100.
It's like Pitbull.
But Pitbull's huge.
Pitbull's even bigger.
Sure.
And his tickets are not like
really
super duper.
Okay, even spending $100 and like that was the performance, I would be so pissed.
I would be so pissed. I can imagine being in love with an artist. Like, I went to the Justin Bieber concert, and of course Justin Bieber sounds fantastic live, but if I was such a big fan of somebody and then I saw them in concert and they sounded like him, I would be so upset.
Yeah, so
what a waste of money.
Yeah, so it's been going viral on TikTok everywhere, and it's surprising just how bad he was, because it was bad.
It was pretty bad.
And the same thing happened to SZA too, where everybody was posting how bad her performances were, or her live concerts were. And like they were like still supporting her. I don't know if you've seen that TikTok.
Yeah, I saw them. I don't know if that was like an accident, what happened, because it was
she forgot the lines to her song.
Well, no, it was like
it's her most famous song.
No, I don't know what happened there, because I've seen other live performances from her and she does great. Yeah, she was doing fine. But I saw those TikTok clips go viral too, and they were from the same concert, because it sounded exactly the same.
Maybe it was a technical error then.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, that was a pretty weird situation to listen to.
If you're an artist, and people are paying. You're like making millions of dollars selling out your concerts. Like, make it a good concert. Don't half-ass it.
Yeah, like Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, she knows what to do.
Exactly.
She puts on a show, and you're like, man, I should have paid more.
I know. And speaking of Taylor Swift, 1989, Taylor's version came out, and I was so excited. So happy 1989 to all who celebrate, because we were pretty stoked about it. I think that 1989 has some pretty solid bangers in the song, and of course they were peak like Tumblr girl era for me, and like just girly things for anybody that remembers, for the girls out there. And I just was obsessed with 1989 back then, and so to re-enter my 1989 era is hilarious for me. Some favorites for me personally for Taylor's version is New Romantics. I think that New Romantics sounds even better now. I feel like you said this too, that you can actually like hear everything.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I am trying to understand like background and like audio production a lot more. And I definitely, as a very beginner in it, I definitely can hear a lot more of like the vocals, the backgrounds, everything seems more clear.
There's a lot more clarity.
Yeah. So a lot of you said on TikTok that people are like, they like the old version better. I could see it.
Yeah, like in style though.
What?
They're like, oh, they did the intro style so dirty. I don't see that.
Yeah.
I think that when she does the Taylor's versions of these songs, they always end up so much better. For me, at least. Everything just sounds a lot more better produced.
Yeah, I would say so.
Next week, I am kind of anticipating on doing a review on the Vault songs, because we honestly didn't have enough time this weekend to really dive into what the Vault songs are about. But I am seeing a lot of Harry Styles themed songs.
Yeah.
The song that I really liked about Harry on the Vault track was Now That We Don't Talk. And the one that you listened to was Is It Over Now? That is also, I'm pretty sure, about Harry Styles. And you're like, nah, I don't like this one very much. I think we just need to listen to it more. But
possibly.
We'll definitely get into more of them. I'm just confused right now, too, because I sent you a picture of one of her Instagram posts of like 4 song titles. And they were all in different fonts, different handwritings, different colored pens. And it was like aquamarine and some other stuff. And I was surprised to not see any of those tracks on the 1989 Taylor's version, deluxe album even. So I'm like, what does this mean? What does it mean? And so I'm wondering, is it going to be shown on Reputation, Taylor's version, when that comes out? Or...
And everyone thinks that's coming out New Year's?
Yeah. And I'm really crossing my fingers and toes that that's the case, because I love Reputation. As we've known,
as we know,
I am a Reputation of Midnight's girly, and I'm entering my 1989 era right now. 'Tis the season. So it gives fall for me personally. So yeah, expect a Taylor's version Vault song 1989 review next week. On a sadder note, Matthew Perry suddenly passed away yesterday, Saturday.
I cannot believe it.
And it was just so shocking to me.
Really out of nowhere.
So sources said that he was found in a jacuzzi in his home in Los Angeles, and no foul play was suspected.
Yeah.
It's just really sad.
Yeah, he was what, 58?
54.
54? That's super young.
It's really young. Like, that's like, imagine Jennifer Aniston passing away. That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe
David
that.
Schwimmer. That's just too much. So rest in peace, Matthew Perry. And you were an icon. Was he in any other significant movies or TV shows since Friends?
I don't know.
I'm kind of drawing a blank. I feel like I've seen another movie with him in it, but I don't know which one I'm thinking of. Let me look it up. Oh, he was in 17 again. Duh.
Oh, he was?
Did you watch that?
No. Give me a glimmer of hope.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
I think I watched that show in that movie.
Zac Efron?
Oh, in that case, no, Alyssa.
Stop. You have to see that. I have to make you watch that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, how stupid of me to say that. Yeah, he was in 17 again. Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, he has passed away. So rest in peace,
Rest in
Matthew
peace.
Perry. Bachelor in Paradise episode 5, week 5, was a lot more interesting than the rest of the season has been so far.
This was the best episode.
Definitely. And I think that next episode 6, is going to be even better. And I'm so excited for it, for sure. So the episode starts with Canadian Sam coming down to the beach, and Sean is like, oh my God, this is my chance to steal a rose.
Right, because he screwed up so much with, what's her name?
With Rachel.
Yeah.
Thanks to Brayden.
Thanks to Brayden.
Of course. And so that conversation between the two of them was maybe the funniest thing I've seen so far, just because she just rips him a new one. He's all like trying to talk her up, thinking, oh, you know what? I think that you and I could be a pretty good match. And then she's like, I feel like based on your age, I could chew you up and spit you out. And I thought that was so funny. And she was like, I feel like your frontal cortex is not even developed yet.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, people normally say that I'm pretty mature for my age. And she's like, who tells you that? Your mother?
That was the best line of the entire season so far.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then
she could back it up too. Like, she wasn't even like all talk. She was, her personality later on in the episode matched perfectly what she said to Sean.
Yeah, for sure. She's just like definitely what the show needs right now, because they're so right. Like
it's so boring.
It was so boring before she came. And then she later comes up with doing Truth or Dare with the group, and that really just added to the show for sure. I don't know why they don't do that every season, like making that a thing.
Well, it's the whole reason why Blake and Jess got into that situation.
Yeah, definitely. It stirred up a lot of drama. And so to backtrack just a little bit, the rose ceremony finally happens after 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And
it took a long time.
The final couples end up being Kylie and Avon, Rachel and Brayden, Eliza and Will, Kat and Tanner, Jess and Blake, Olivia and John Henry, Mercedes and Tyler, Sam and Peter, and Sean, John B, and Aaron S. Oh, and Will.
Will. Bye, Will. Finally.
Poor Will has finally packed his bags.
He's packed his bags. He's out of here.
I told you. I don't think that he had any doubts in his mind that he was going home.
Yeah, it seemed like he really gave up. They stopped giving him confessionals. They stopped focusing him on the storyline.
Yeah.
So.
His exit was so sad, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. He was just like, oh, man. I hope that I can find love on the outside. So sad.
Yeah.
But this episode, of course, I don't know if you noticed, but it was Kat's birthday.
Yes.
She wouldn't let anybody forget about it, of course. And poor producers were like, well, sorry, Kat, we're not giving you a date with Tanner. We're going to give the date to a new couple, Brayden and Rachel. And so Rachel and Brayden end up going on a date, and they're doing like this human pinata situation.
I didn't like that date, but it was perfect for them.
I think so too. I think that Brayden brings out this type of fun, relaxed personality in Rachel.
Sure.
So I definitely
if I went on that date, I would have been so pissed, because I would have compared it to like the nice dinners, the horseback riding, the other cool stuff that they get to do.
I don't think that Rachel and Brayden could have done as well in a situation like what Davia and Tanner ended up having.
Oh, no shot.
No,
it would not fit their personalities.
No. And like Rachel, she was the Bachelorette, and so she had plenty of those types of dates with other people, but it seems that Brayden needs to be in a more fun environment to really...
Yeah. The producers definitely helped Brayden out, for sure. They gave him the best chance to be successful.
I agree. So after Rachel and Brayden go on their date, Davia from Zach's season come down, and Tanner perks his ears up, and of course he can't stop talking about how she has one green eye and one blue eye. Everybody was talking about it. I was like, it's really not
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I couldn't really notice that much. In her confessionals, I was like,
yeah,
they're a little different, but not to where I'm like, whoa, one green, one blue.
Yeah.
People are so dramatic, but she only pulls Tanner because that's the only person that she was interested in, which
As
is
she
a bold
should.
move.
No, it's not.
No, but like,
she knew
just
what
to not
she
even
wanted.
give the other people a chance.
She knew what she wanted. She knew that 90% of those people were already coupled up.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's not.
Tanner was coupled up.
Okay, but
She could have gone with Blake.
No.
Or Tyler Norris. Tyler Norris is objectively better than Tanner.
Tyler Norris is also looks like he's a mid-20s-year-old kid. What's his name? Tanner looks like he's late 20s, early 30s. Don't you think so?
No.
I think so.
I think he looks like he's still in his frat years.
No, I disagree with that completely. He looks late 20s, early 30s, and so does she. I think she's like 32, right?
I don't know how old she is.
So
she does look a little bit older.
Right. She's not going to go for some like 25-year-old
Tyler Norris. She should have gone with Blake.
Blake also would have been a decent pick.
Blake would have been a good pick, especially for her.
But I don't think that's her type. It doesn't seem like.
Who knows, I guess. But after Davia was pulling Tanner, Kat just feels so neglected.
On her birthday.
And she will not stop talking about, but it's my birthday, and I can't believe that Tanner would do something like this on my birthday. He should have talked to me on my birthday.
I used to like Kat, and now I hate her so much.
But she's great TV. We can't hate her.
She's the worst.
She's the worst.
If this was a real life situation outside of the show, I would hate her.
But something that I thought was hilariously sad was that while Kat is absolutely bawling her eyes out that Tanner is going on this date with Davia, the entire kitchen staff, all of the cast is coming down to sing happy birthday with her with this beautiful little cake for her birthday, and she's just like wiping around the tears, and she's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And then she just gets up and walks away immediately after.
With the cake. And then puts it in the ocean.
Is that when she did that?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Poor thing. I mean...
And then Tyler Norris posted a TikTok about that.
That was so awkward.
It didn't even make sense.
No, he's not good at TikTok.
No,
he was giving millennial.
He was giving millennial vibes. And then while Kat was like giving her confessional, she was like, he better not be having a good time or whatever. Or like, how dare he pick me over her? And like, while...
You mean pick her over me?
Or yeah, pick... You know what I'm trying to say. While she was saying that, the editors had the audacity, which was hilarious. They would do like the slow fade of like her complaining. Then the next shot would be like Tanner and the other girl making out. And then
making out at dinner.
Going back to complaining. The other girl,
they're like dancing together.
Yep.
That was hilarious.
The editors are so good. They make that show for sure.
Yeah, they're having a great time this season. Definitely. Let's see what else happens next. And back on the beach after all this complaining and showing Davia and Tanner's date, they're on the big old day bed, and then Kat's just like sitting in the corner all like awkwardly and sad. And then Brayden and Rachel come back, and they're like, oh my god, what's going on?
Yeah, covered in paint. And
in their little pinata
so
outfits.
Dumb.
And they're like, oh, look.
Yeah.
The fun's here. And then, of course, when Brayden hears this news that Kat got screwed over, it's like music to his ears.
As it should be.
That was hilarious. But someone who was like shockingly upset about it was Aaron B. Do you remember that? He was like,
no.
Yeah, that cake tastes like karma to me. Or something like that. And I thought that was funny.
Oh, to Kat, like...
Yeah, about Kat in his confessional.
Well, yeah, I'm sure nobody likes Kat for like that. And like...
At least none of the guys.
Kat's thing is like, if it doesn't go her way, it's not going to go any way at all.
Yeah, definitely.
But she's allowed to walk all over whoever she wants to get what she wants. But then when it happens to her, it's like the whole world's going to fall down.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And so now that's why nobody cares about her. Besides for John... Henry.
Oh, you're talking about in the next episode, in the preview?
Yeah.
That's going to be spicy. Poor Olivia.
My gosh.
That was funny, though. And it was funny when the pinata comes out, and Kat's, like, beating the shit out of this pinata.
I forgot about that.
And Brayden's like, oh, my God, I'm, like, kind of scared of her.
Because he was a pinata.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively, he was a pinata.
Yes, definitely. And then you see, like, one of the waitstaff standing in the corner, and he's just watching her like, girl, who hurt you?
Yeah. Tanner.
That was funny. And so the cast plays Truth or Dare, And Will gets dared to eat a hot pepper. Not Will.
Aaron.
Aaron B gets dared to eat a hot pepper, and he's like absolutely dying. Brayden gets dared to lap dance the most exciting person here and chooses Jess.
That was so confusing. Why would he not pick Rachel? Was she there?
Yeah.
She must have not been there.
I don't know.
And Jess is not an exciting person.
No.
She seems really boring. We love her, though. We love her. But she seems really boring.
I agree.
If anything, the most exciting person is probably Olivia.
Kat's definitely the most exciting.
Yeah, but he would never.
For, like, shits and giggles, maybe.
Maybe.
Peter gets dared to kiss the most attractive girl and kisses Kylie, and she looks absolutely disgusted.
That's gross.
That was so funny. I was like,
what was he thinking?
Read the room. She is not trying to make out with anybody.
She's the most coupled up person.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's exclusive with Ava now. And so Mercedes picks Truth and gets asked who she would make out with on the daybed. And she says John Henry, and then they make out. In front of Aaron.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Mercedes?
Yes.
Mercedes isn't with Aaron. Mercedes is with Tyler Norris.
I know, but it was,
You mean Olivia?
No, Mercedes.
Mercedes?
Yes. Good. And Aaron's probably like,
Who are you talking about?
Mercedes.
Mercedes is not with Aaron.
I know, she's with Tyler Norris now.
Oh.
But Tyler's a secure being. But Aaron was probably like, oh, damn.
Oh, his reaction.
Yes, his reaction.
Okay.
Kat gets dared to do a body shot off of someone and picks John Henry. I thought that was disgusting.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Olivia gets dared to suck on someone's finger, and of course she chooses John Henry because that's who she's coupled up with. Mm-hmm. And he made it so weird.
Yeah, so it seemed like John Henry, had the night of his life for Truth or Dare.
Definitely, and he's about to have the week of his life next week.
Yeah, because, he seems like a guy who's just going to follow whoever tells him what to do. It seems like Kat eventually gets a grasp of him and has a shot of taking him or getting his rose, I suppose, between her and Olivia. So that's going to be really interesting to see who he picks. I don't know if he's there for love. I think he's just there to have a good time.
I think so too.
I don't
really think that Kat is either.
No, I think she was at first.
Maybe.
But I don't think any of her relationships would have lasted outside of Paradise.
No, I don't think so.
They would have broken up for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, for John Henry, I think the same thing. Nothing's gonna work outside for him. Mm-hmm. Especially maybe with Olivia, because Olivia seems now genuine. All of a sudden, I don't know how I've switched my thought about that on her.
Yeah, me too.
But Kat, if he goes with Kat, then it's just he's just looking to have some fun.
Yeah, a couple I'm feeling sad about right now is Jess and Blake because they haven't had a ton of screen time together, but I just don't think that relationship is going to go anywhere after this week because we see in the preview next week that her and Tyler Norris finally get to talk and they do make out. Mm-hmm. So, but Blake, in their conversation this episode, was just really understanding, it seemed, and he was just being very mature about the situation because he can just tell that Jess has been holding back. It doesn't really seem like their relationship is really developing more than kind of a close friendship.
Yeah.
And you can just see Jess start to cry because of how guilty she feels. And she was saying on the Chicks in the Office interview that she did with them last week that all of her bad moments were when she decided to drink because she apparently doesn't drink very often, and whenever she drinks wine she gets emotional, and in that scene she was drinking wine. And so I think that she was just kind of preemptively saying that hey, by the way, I'm about to have a bad look, and kind of was just blaming it on the fact that she was drinking that episode. So, but otherwise I think that Jess is a genuine person. I think that she just really doesn't know how to stand up for herself, and yeah, exactly.
I think Blake's the most genuine dude on that beach.
Definitely.
And possibly Aaron S. maybe is the second.
Well, he's gone now.
Who's the other Aaron then?
Aaron B.
Aaron B, I meant.
So now he's just Aaron.
This is just Aaron. Yeah, I think him and Aaron are the two most genuine guys on the beach and who actually want like a life outside of paradise.
Yeah.
But Jess, I think she's like, you said 26 or 24.
Something like that.
Like I don't think she's ready to like settle down yet.
Yeah.
Especially after only knowing somebody for maybe a month. So I think she wants to like explore a little bit. I think Blake was perfectly fine with staying with Jess, as anyone else would.
Yeah.
But he, like, it just wasn't gonna work. And I guess like it's good to like catch that before they're in too deep, so he doesn't waste his time. So now like he has a little bit of a shot. Who has the roses this week?
It's gonna be the guys.
Oh, so he's in the best spot possible.
Yes.
So
definitely.
like, yeah, because he just got a rose from Jess. So now he had that conversation, and he has like a whole week or at least 2 episodes for us to like hopefully meet somebody new and like start a new relationship where it's early enough to where he has a shot and actually can maybe find something. Probably not, because like 2 weeks to get married and to meet somebody and get married.
No, they got more.
They have 3. Okay, a month tops.
I don't really know how many times they have, like, because nobody knows how long they're there for.
Oh, really? I thought it was like for
like
a month
they're not
and a
really
half.
allowed to say.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Jess was saying, because the chicks in the office were like, how long is filming? And she was like, I'm not really sure I'm allowed to say. So
interesting. Yeah, I guess that would change per cast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good that he had that conversation. The timing couldn't have been better for him. If anything, Jess is a little bit more screwed, but Tyler Norris seems to be picking her.
I think that's how Norris might pick her over Mercedes.
Over Mercedes? I mean, obviously, yeah.
Possibly.
I mean, any.
I don't think it's time for Jess to go home yet.
We'll see. I don't know.
Maybe.
That would suck for her.
I agree. So the next day rolls around, and Davia pulls Kat for a conversation to see what her and Tanner's connection was like before they went on a date. And after poor Davia is listening to Kat ramble on about how it was her birthday yesterday and she's upset about Tanner doing this and doing that before their date, she just looks noticeably uncomfortable with that, and she's like, I don't really know what to do about this. Sorry, it was your birthday, like, but
who cares?
Yeah,
grow up,
right? That's kind of what she was like probably saying in her head. And then we get kind of left on a cliffhanger because Tanner pulls Kat for a conversation. We don't really get to hear very much about it, but I can just imagine that Kat's gonna try to rip him a new one, and Tanner is going to be even more pushed away from the situation. I don't think that after his date, regardless of their conversation between him and Kat, it would have changed.
Yeah, I think he was done with Kat the moment they went on that date.
I think so too, for sure.
She's way better.
I mean, we don't really know that.
She seems way better.
I guess she seems more mature.
What episode or who was she on?
She was in Zach's season.
Right, I know that guy.
I didn't watch it stuff either.
Okay, so you don't really know her either.
No, I remember her from the limo entrances, but otherwise, no, not really.
Okay. Yeah, we have high hopes for her.
Yeah, definitely. So, as we kind of said, next episode, the preview shows that Kat tries to get a piece of John Henry. Jess and Tyler finally talk, and we see them make out, and then Charity comes down, the Bachelorette.
But she's on the beach, or is she like just
doing... No, just to, visit and talk. And
right,
Aaron seems to be losing his goddamn mind.
Right.
When she comes down.
Oh, because they made it seem like Charity comes down just to ruin Aaron's chances.
That's
with
what
this girl.
Yeah, that's exactly how it seems.
Which is so messed up.
I don't think that's really going to be the case. I just remember, like, in the preview, she was like, I can only speak on my experience, and hopefully that will inspire
you to make the right decision of not
something like that.
That's terrible. Let her sure give your opinion, but like let her make.
Well, she probably asked. Eliza probably asked. I don't think that she would have just like offered it.
Well, that's why she came down.
Yeah, I think that she's going to be inducing like a challenge of some sort while she's there.
Maybe.
Like how Hannah B did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, but that kind of wraps up Bachelor in Paradise for week 5. Week 6 looks pretty darn good, though.
Looks pretty good.
Definitely expect another recap next week.
Who do you think is going to be leaving next week?
Out of the girls?
Or, yeah, I suppose in 2 episodes from now. Or maybe next episode.
Or maybe next episode. I hope they just do it next episode. Gotta move on. I think Olivia goes home.
Yeah.
Who else is weak?
Jess might go.
Possibly Mercedes, though.
Possibly Mercedes. It's Jess or Mercedes.
Yeah, either Jess or Mercedes.
They could
Canadian
still be
Sam.
filming right now.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Canadian Sam can't go yet because she is probably going to be picked by Peter.
Yeah, they're
should
just
have
two
gone home.
safe bets. Yeah. And then they'll just add on just so many more girls.
I think that the weakest links right now is going to be Jess, Olivia, and Mercedes for the next rose ceremony, unless another girl comes down, which I think
Probably. At least 2 or 3.
I think so too.
But we'll see.
Yep.
We'll give you updates.
And that also wraps up this episode of Wouldn't You Like to Know? You can follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at wyltk.podcast, or you can email us at wyltk.pod@gmail.com.
We are almost at 100 followers on Instagram. So please check us out there. Also, we need more subscribers. We're at 17 subscribers. We've been growing a lot so far, as you can tell. So if we get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, that'd be really good.
That would be really good. That'd be awesome.
I think we can achieve that for sure.
I think so too.
Anything else you'd like to say? Any final words?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome.
All right. That is a wrap. Everybody have a great rest of your week.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.